This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, let's try this again. Some insights on Parshas Haazinu. Pasuk says, Kishem Hashem Ekra Havu Gaidel Elokeinu. When I call out the name of Hashem, I will ascribe greatness to our God. So what is this referring to? The Gemara in Brachos darshans that this refers to Birchas HaTorah. The Makar of Birchas HaTorah Medairaisa is the pasuk Kishem Hashem Ekra Havu Gaidel Elokeinu. Why does the mitzvah of Birchas HaTorah appear specifically over here? Like, we're in the middle of the Shira of Haazinu. This is the end of the Torah. In the third pasuk, all of a sudden, in the middle of nowhere, I forgot to tell you, Birchas HaTorah. So, I want to explain on two levels. Number one, the pasuk immediately before this says, Ya'aroiv kamatar lekchi, my teaching will drip like rain. Tizal katalim rasi, my statement will flow like dew. Kisirim alei desha, like the winds on grass, v'chervivim alei esav, and like moisture on the herbs. But Rashi interprets this pasuk as referring to the Torah, that the pasuk is saying, I bear witness that the Torah that I give to the Jewish people lives forever. Just like rain brings life to the world, the Torah brings life to the world. Tizal katal, it flows like dew. Just like dew, everyone rejoices in it, so too, everyone rejoices in the Torah. Just like just like wind causes plants to grow tall, Divrei Torah raises up those who learn it. So the pasuk immediately before talks about the greatness of Torah, the praise of Torah. It brings life to the world. It brings simcha to the world. It makes those who learn it great. So when Klal Yisrael heard the greatness of Torah, that it brings life, it brings happiness, it elevates you, the response was, Kishem Hashem Ekra Havagal, they made a bracha on the Torah. In other words, now that they are learning the chashivus of the Torah, that it brings chayim, it brings simcha, it's megadel esloim dehem, so they made a bracha. Similar to Reb Chaim Brisker's idea that Birchas HaTorah is a Birchas HaShevach. It's a gratitude for the entity called Torah. So when Klal Yisrael heard the power of this entity, so they praised HaKadosh Baruch Hu for the Torah. But another question we have to ask is, why would Birchas HaTorah appear after all the 613 mitzvahs? Wouldn't it be more logical that it should appear before all the 613 mitzvahs? After all, isn't Birchas HaTorah a bracha before learning? Why in the Torah does it appear after all the 613 mitzvahs? So there's an idea from the Levush. The Levush says that there are actually two Birchas HaTorah. One Birchas HaTorah you say as a bracha before today's learning, as a Birchas HaNehenin, before your Neheneh from Limud HaTorah, you say a Birchas HaTorah, and one Birchas HaTorah is a bracha achroina on yesterday's learning. The Levush famously understands Birchas HaTorah is a Birchas HaNehenin. So if it's a Birchas HaNehenin, the Levush says there are really two brachas. One, a bracha of Hana after, and one a bracha of Hana before. So perhaps the reason why Birchas HaTorah is found at the very end of the Torah is that it's alluding to this dimension of Birchas HaTorah, namely Birchas HaTorah after learning. Fine. Then, this one I can't help but think, it says, Banim loy emon bam, children with no emunah. But the word emon is spelled amen. Almost as if like the pasuk is criticizing Klal Yisrael, they're not answering amen properly. Banim loy emon, children who they don't do the amen properly. So it could be more of a remez to this, is that the punishment Hashem says, I will hide my face from them, and I'm going to see then what will be in the end. Why is the punishment of those who don't answer amen, why are they confronted with this challenge? Let's see what will be in the end. It's because if they're not answering amen, b'soif, Hashem says, you're not answering amen in the end, let me see what will be in the end. Okay, this was one of my more exciting discoveries. The end of the Shira, V'chiper ad masai amai, and he will atone for his land, his people. So Rashi's about this. What does it mean God will atone for his land? So Rashi says, what's his land? His land is his people. Klal Yisrael is called the land of Hashem. V'chiper ad masai, he will atone for his land. Who's his land? His people. So when I saw this, I jumped for joy. Because in Parshas Nitzavim, one of our imponderables was, what does it mean? Vayichar af Hashem ba'aretz hahi. God, his anger flared on that land. It's like, what does that mean? He got angry at the land? You remember that question? We didn't know what that meant. What does it mean God got angry at the land? Well, he got angry at the dirt. He got angry at the trees. But now, here we see land means his people. So then we could go back and explain, Vayichar af Hashem ba'aretz, God got angry at the people of that land. Doesn't mean the land. It's an example of Divrei Torah, Aniyim b'makam echad v'ashirim b'makam acher. Land in the Torah refers to his people. Okay. It's interesting, Moshe Rabbeinu tells Aaron, go up to the bed. He went up to the bed. Stretch out your hands. He stretched out his hand. Stretch out your feet. He stretched out his feet. Close your eyes. He closed his eyes. Close your mouth. Close the mouth. Why did Moshe have to give him so many instructions? Just say, look, you're going to die, straighten out, and close everything. So similar to what Rashi says by the Akedah, he wanted to give Avram Avinu a Bailech Lecha. He wanted to give him schar for every footstep. So here too, Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to give Aaron schar for every little act. So he said, close your eyes. Close your mouth. Stretch out your hand. So he gave him more opportunities to Mekayim mitzvahs. Okay, now, Parshas Haazinu has 52 psukim. And that's very significant. Gematria ben, meaning this is the time of the year that we activate and take advantage of the fact that we're banim lamakayim. The Zman of Tshuva, we know Tshuva only works because we're banim lamakayim, and Av shemachal kvaydoi machal. Yom Kippur only works, Reb Chaim Falaji says, because we're banim lamakayim. So therefore, the remez is in this time of the year, there are 52 psukim in the Parsha. And that's how Yom Kippur works. Like we say, Ashreichem Yisrael, Lifnei mi atem matarim, umi matar eschem, avichem sheva shamayim. But also I think, Haazinu is always the Parsha, the week of Tzom Gedalia. We said recently, Gedalia is Gematria 52. Gematria Miloi de Miloi of the Shem Elokim. Aleph Lamed Hey, then Yud and Mem. You spell out the Miloi of Elokim is 13 letters. The Miloi de Miloi is 34. So it's 5, 13, and 34 is 52. In any event, maybe that's the significance that Parshas Haazinu has 52 psukim. Okay, those are some insights on Haazinu. Now I'm going to go to your favorite part of the week.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.